It's going to give it over to Sweet for the cutting line. Quick goes in. Some contact from Noah Earl, but I think that was a good no call. Yeah, Noah Earl was straight up and down on that one. Although, BFA some trouble. If he can kind of control his body a little bit more once he gets to the hoop. But honestly, he's been kind of blowing by the BFA defender. See right there. Turn the corner on Noah Earl. All Noah Earl could do is try to reach from behind, went right into Reed Steigels and drew the foul. So I'm going to watch Dang Agwak's speed tonight.
Yeah, no, Dang Agwak is a speedster. He is only in 10th grade. He's going to be one of the better players as we watch the next 2 years of basketball. He'll go to the line for 2 now. It's on the combat hockey feed by accident, but it's on. I'm doing it right now.
One for 2 from the line. Reed Steigels with the rebound. Noah Earl over on the left side. Uses the strength of Steigels. Noah Earl going to drive baseline. Misses. Steigels can handle it, but Noah Earl ends up with his own rebound. They're resetting their offense. Steigels going to set another screen. Hargan drives in back to Steigels. Steigels with the right hand, not able to put that one in either. Dang Agwak ends up with the rebound for South Burlington.
Tayshawn Metz has it now. I'm back. We're working on some technical difficulties on our end. He's going to drive and get 2 points right there and make it a 2-point game.
That's because South Burlington really stretching their offensive set, open up the lane. Wide open drive for Metz.
Under a minute left to go here now. Reed Steigels is going to try to get the ball. That's going to be out on Sandberg. Sandberg clearly steps out. Gaither will check back in for the Wolves. And thanks for joining us on the stream. We understand that you are struggling to hear us a little bit, so we'll work on that. Reed Steigels on the left side now of Gaither on him. Over to Noah Earl. Noah Earl is going to drive and shoots the short. Steigels gets the rebound. Big rebound for him. Earl on the left side. Gives it. Oh, that pass. That was a behind the back pass for Noah Earl. That is the type of fancy stuff. That's an NBA move right there, man.
Well, I mean, it all just comes from awareness, right? If he's one of their main ball handlers. When he drives in, he's got to know where all of his teammates are. Knew exactly where Steigels was, and just I mean, one of the best passes we're going to see all night.
So checking into the game now, and this is going to be where it gets really interesting, is Justin Munger. You know, he's going to have to pick up that slack where Seth Richards isn't available tonight in the post, so it'll be interesting to see how Munger does. I think he can go toe-to-toe with the guys that South Burlington also has in the post.
Well, I mean, Munger got some time last game because both Steigels and Richards were in foul trouble. And even on that last play when Colchester was trying to inbound the ball with 2.1 seconds left, they put Munger on the inbounder because of his length, and he did a good job. So he has a little bit of playoff experience here, but a sophomore, definitely a learning opportunity for him.
So at the end of one, your score is BFA 13, South Burlington 9. Bryce, give me your thoughts on that first quarter.
Well, a pretty even first quarter so far. There's not a whole lot that's really sticking out from both teams to say this is the thing that they're doing better than the other. It's been super even. Notably, though, South Burlington out-rebounding the Bobwhites. Total team rebounds, 9-5, and you have to wonder if Seth Richards was in there, if he would have closed that gap a little bit. Richards had 6 rebounds in just the first quarter alone last game. We're getting some scoring leaders so far for tonight. Reed Steigels leading the Bobwhites with 4 points. Hogan had that big 3. And then for South Burlington, Tayshawn Metz with 4 points, and everybody else with either 2 or 1. So the scoring for both teams has been really spread out just by these totals. So, this is the game has a decent flow so far. I can't necessarily say that one team is sticking out more than the other at any particular thing. I think both of them just because of injuries and different lineups, and they haven't been able to play each other with both teams at full strength yet this year. They're still kind of feeling each other out just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll start the second quarter here in just a moment. Ball is in, and now it's going to be stolen by Ryan Sweet. Oh, that's a deflected pass, actually, by Ryan Sweet. He's going to give it over to Bouffard. Bouffard's going to give it in to Metz. Over to Sweet, over to Agwek. Good cover there by Noah Earl to come all the way over. We understand the score on the screen is not updating. We will update you on the score. It's 13-9. BFA leading. Yeah, BFA is leading, so that part is correct. Dang Agwek is going to step back. He's going to think about the shot, won't take it. Bouffard into Gaither. Gaither is going to use the post moves. A little too much power there. Munger pokes that ball away just enough so Reed Stiles can get the rebound. Noah Earl on the right side now. Will Hughes has it now. Gives over to Reed Stiles. A nice pick and roll there.
BFA really hunting the drive down the middle of the lane on that offensive set. You can see on both sides, play started with all players free throw line or above, and Munger really looking to set that screen, all of it just to open up the lane, and Gabe Horrigan took advantage, drew the foul on Andre Bouffard.
First shot is missed from the free throw line for Gabe Horrigan. You know, we've talked about this all season. It's going to be about free throws, basically, for both of these teams. Ben had mentioned in the first game, or the second game, BFA went 20 for 26 here against South Burlington for free throws.
And I'd say that's a bit of an outlier for this BFA team. But, you know, missing free throws kind of got them into trouble against Colchester the other night, and so that is something that they definitely need to kind of step up and do a whole lot better to put themselves in the best position to win and try to go to Patrick for the first time since '96.
Tegan Gaither is going to give it over to Dang Agwek. Agwek is going to step back. Good coverage there by Noah Earl to not allow that shot. Over to Ryan Sweet on the right side. Sweet is going to get the pick set by Gaither. He's going to drive in, makes the bucket. It is 14-11 now as Noah Earl brings the ball back on the right side. Earl just slices to the defense. I don't think Earl knew he was that open. That's the classic 2K play where he's like, oh, he did not know he was that open because Noah Earl just like walked through 4 guys. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when I played high school basketball, I was rarely open, so I don't totally know the feeling of being too open, but it happens.
Big collision there between Gaither and Munger. They both get up, student section cheers. Ball goes back to Dang Agwek. Agwek over to Sandberg. Sandberg over to Metz. Tayshawn Metz. He's going to call the play, looking for the one-on-one on Will Hughes. Now he's going to go for the pick and roll. He's going to get on Munger. He's going to try to drive in. That is a sophomore on sophomore, or Tayshawn Metz is senior, actually. That was a, Justin Munger is the youngest player in this game being a sophomore is what I meant to say. Makes three-quarter, and we are tied. It's 14-14. They're flying all over the place, Bryce. Earl goes over.
Things looks like and tried to stop himself.
Noah Earl on the right side gets fouled. That'll be the 3rd foul on South Burlington. We've lost our video feed again. We apologize. over to Horgan.
Just a shifty move from Liam Horgan. I mean, got right in the middle of the lane, surrounded by 3 South Burlington defenders, and just able to wiggle his body into position to split the defenders. And Dane Aglock answers right back. Colchester back up by 1. Aglock now with 9 points.
This is the game that South Burlington wants to make BFA play, as Noah Earl answers play back, and that's exactly what BFA needs to do, because South Burlington can outshoot the Bobwhites, but Noah Earl can out-defense the Wolves. Earl's going to have it on the right side, loses it off his foot there. Noah Earl's playing a fantastic game so far.
He is back. Credit to Liam Horgan on that last defensive play, getting that steal. I mean, he just flew right in. South Burlington never even saw him and just took that ball away.
4:20 left to go in this first half. The foul situation is 3-3. It's 19-17 the score. BFA leads. We know our scorebook is not updating as it should be. We're working on that. Ryan Sweet's going to bring it up. Gives it over to Andre Bouffard. Bouffard is going to drive in. Is going to step out of bounds. Or they called a foul on that. Okay, they called a blocking foul. BFA has a 19-17 lead. That's going to be the first foul on Will Hughes. 4th foul overall, so we're not close to free throws yet, Bryce. The South Burlington inbounds it. They're trying to do some post work with Bouffard. Gives it over to Hunter Johnson, who's falling, was not there. Here comes Noah Earl. Noah Earl on Dang Agwek. Noah Earl goes up, shoots, misses. Agwek gets the rebound. Almost elbows his own teammate. Here comes Ryan Sweet, gives it over to Agwek. Agwek shoots the 3. Agwek misses the 3. Munger with the rebound. And here comes Horgan. Horgan is going to drive in, lose the ball over to Styles. Earl on the left side, covered by Dang Agwek. He's going to slow it down and survey the field.
That's a good idea. Last couple possessions here, I think guys have been trying to do just a little bit too much. Good decision by Noah Earl, just to pull it out, slow things down a little bit, and try to get a better look.
That's a fantastic play right there by Gabe Horgan to go in, take that contact, and draw the foul. That'll be the 4th foul on South Burlington. That's the 2nd foul on Andre Bouffard. Something to watch as the game goes along. First free throw is up and in for Gabe Horgan. Checking back into the game for the Wolves is Tegan Gauthier and number 22, Khalil Quebec Hill. Those are your main post guys for the Wolves, is Quebec Hill and Gauthier. Second one is up and out. He is 2 for 4 from the line now, Mr. Horgan is. Dang Agwek's going to bring it up. Ethan Sandberg thought he was open, wanted the ball. Dang Agwek slowing it down, gives it to Sandberg. A little miscommunication there for the Wolves. Agwek is going to call the play now. Going to get the matchup against Reed Steigels, where he is faster but smaller. Ryan Sweet over to Quebec Hill. Over to Sandberg. Shot. Misses everything. Noah Earl rebounds it. He's going to bring it up now. It's 20-17. Bobwhites lead. There's going to be a travel call. Everybody is taking some trips tonight, Bryce.
Nice.
We're doing the
oldest commentator joke in the book.
Yeah, I've been using that for 10 years now, and I'm going to use it for another 10.
Let's say last South Burlington possession, Dang Agwek doing some really smart kind of defender switching, using that screen to get Reed Steigels matched up on him. And even when Steigels and Earl switched back onto their guys, there was a little bit of confusion that South Burlington honestly had a decent look while they were in the process of making that defensive switch.
Quebec Hill gets it in to Gauthier. Gauthier is going to go after Sandberg. Sandberg's going to drive in. Not enough power on the shot, South Burlington. I'm not liking these inside looks, Bryce. That's a nice look right there by Gabe Horgan to pull up. Get the foul called on him. 2:24 left to go in this first half. Bobwhites with a 3-point lead, 20-17. I think we're in for another close one.
Well, we can hope so. It's rare to get 2 thrillers in a row. We're hoping for that tonight, as Gabe Horgan's going to shoot 2. But, you know, Dustin, you mentioned South Burlington kind of having some trouble in the lane, not liking those looks. credit to BFA's defensive schemes here to not let South Burlington have open looks in the lane so far. You know, Seth Richards is probably the tallest guy on their team, and he's not playing tonight. Munger's stepping up, Earl is stepping up, Seigels is stepping up like we saw right there. With that offensive rebound and putback to give BFA a 6-point lead up 23-17. But BFA is playing really good defense and you know, really kind of filling that hole in the middle.
And that's the type of thing. That's right.
That's the announcer jinx right there.
Well, it's interesting because Reed Seigels, we've talked about this a lot. He's going to have the game of his life. He's going to be the key for this Patrick Jimber for the Bobwhites. As Noah Earl is going to shoot the three-pointer. I like that look, but I don't like the result, unfortunately. BFA gets the rebound. Earl is playing great tonight. He is flying all over the court as Ryan Sweet drives up now. Dag Ogwick loses the handle, gets it back just enough.
Well, and Seigel's going to have the game of his life. That doesn't necessarily mean scoring specifically, right? He's going to step up on defense. He's got to step up rebounding, especially on the defensive board. As you know, there was one possession where South Burlington got 3 offensive rebounds in a row. But especially, I mean, Munger's going to. He's going to be asked to play a whole lot more minutes than he normally does. He's been solid so far. He's taken down some really strong rebounds. You know, where Seigels is going to have to kind of have more of a starring role here. Munger's got to be able to fill in that sort of role player big in this game.
Gauthier drew the foul on Munger. Just dribbled past him, and Munger, I guess, blocked him. We don't really have a great angle on that side of the court. Ogwick over to Quebec Hill. Quebec Hill drives in now on Munger, gets blocked. Folks, watch that matchup next year too, because Quebec Hill is a junior, Munger's a sophomore. They'll play again at least 2 more times. Absolutely love that matchup tonight. Munger with the beautiful block is going to come out and get some rest now. I mean, I love me a good block, Bryce.
Oh, who doesn't?
All right, Ryan Sweet has it on the left side. We got 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Tayshawn Metz going to give over to Quebec Hill. Quebec Hill is going to get bumped by Will Hughes.
Yeah, a little too aggressive on that one.
Can't really go over the back like that. That's 6 fouls now on BFA. That's the second one on Hughes. Munger, just like that, is going to check back into the game because that's the size disadvantage right now. So he got all of a 5-second rest. Can you catch your breath in a 5-second rest? I don't know.
Well, depends on how much time is left at the end of the game when you need him in those final 5 seconds.
Sweet's going to take the three-pointer, misses, hits the top rope on the net, so it'll be Bobwhite ball.
55.9 seconds left in this second quarter.
4-point game, 23-19 is the score. Bobwhite's lead. What's on the line for these teams? Well, it's a berth to Patrick Gymnasium. Bobwhites haven't been since 1996. South Burlington's been more recently. I think it was 2019 or 2020. I'm not sure. COVID messes all those years up for me, Bryce. But they've been more recently.
South Burlington with a more aggressive defense. Coming out in a zone. Changing their look here, trying to throw the Bobwhites offense off a little bit in the final minute here.
Noah Earl surveying. Reed Seigels is going to come out for the pick and roll. Gives over to Horgan. Horgan's going to drive in, gives it over.
Yep, he stepped on the line. Well, so, and you know what BFA has been doing with their offensive set is really trying to hunt the open lane off of picks as South Burlington's been playing that man-to-man defense. Smart move by Colchester, just shift to that trapping zone, and if there's one thing it's going to do, it's going to make sure there's at least one person in the lane all the time to defend that. So BFA is going to have to shift how they play offense a little bit if Colchester sticks with that zone.
Sweeten's now going to give it to Ogwick. 17 seconds left to go. South Burlington looks to be holding for the last shot. A little confusion as to what the play call is. Ryan Sweet is going to have it now. One thing South Burlington does is that any one of these guys can take a 3-point shot. Sweet's going to drive in now and go for the 2-pointer. He gets it at the buzzer. So your score at halftime is 23-21. Bobwhites clinging to a 2-point lead. Bryce, when was the last time we were at a BFA Bobwhite game with a very close halftime score?
I believe that was 3 days ago?
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
What are your thoughts on that first half?
Well, super even first half, right? It's the opposite of the Colchester game where BFA was able to kind of build some leads, but then they'd let Colchester back in with some small Colchester runs. This game has just been super even all the way through. Neither team has been able to get some space. BFA's been leading for most of it, but there have been a couple moments where South Burlington has been able to take that lead. So interesting game. We're going to see what adjustments they make at halftime, but you know, Reed Seigels, Noah Earl are going to have to step up in the second half, especially. Give you some quick stats. Seigels and Gabe Howigan leading their team with 6 points for the Bobwhites. Noah Earl with 5 points. And for South Burlington, Dang Agwek leading all players in the game with 9.
All right, so we will be back in about 9 minutes for the second half on Northwest Access TV. We'll see you in a bit.
us?
Does our cameraman have us?
Can you, we'll keep talking. Keep talking. I think that answer is no. Do we need to change batteries? Hey, what's up?
Yeah, no, it looks fine now. I've turned those both down individually. How does that sound? Okay, let me turn the master. How does that sound now? How does that sound? Okay, we're good. We're going on.
Okay.
Our second half, we would like to thank our sponsors. This live broadcast would not be possible without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to Northwestern Rehab Services, the Collins Foley Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Nobu Glass, H&B Greenhouse Nursery, 60 Stuff Swan Lumber, JC Image, and Notch, the Northern Tier Center for Health. If you your business would like to join our incredible community of sponsors, contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. Bryce, it's 23-21. We got ourselves a tight one.
We sure do. Let me give you some scoring leaders coming into the second half. Gabe Horrigan leading the Bobwhites with 8 points. Reed Seigels with 6. Noah Earl with 5. And Liam Horrigan with 4. And for the Wolves, I misspoke on the leading scorer on their team. It's actually Ryan Sweet with 8 points. Dang Agwak has 7. And then Tayshawn Metz with 4. And Ethan Sandberg with 4 as well. Only a couple players. And as
Agwak makes the three-pointer in. South Burlington has the lead. That's going to be a charge foul on BFA coming the other way. The key here is going to be who makes the best halftime adjustments.
Well, and that was actually perfect timing because I was about to give the foul situation. Only a few players with 2 personals, Will Hughes and now Liam Horrigan, each with 2 apiece, and then Andre Bouffard for the Wolves, 2 apiece.
Shot's going to be up there. That was kind of a flinger for South Burlington. Will Hughes is going to bring it down to the left side now. Hughes is going to give it over to Horrigan. Horrigan's going to shoot. Is going to miss. Get his own rebound. Put it back up.
Horrigan, the first Bobwhite in double figures. Even nicer off an offensive rebound. But Agwak coming out hot here in this second half. Now has 13 points.
Dang, Agwak is going to be on the left side now against Noah Earl. Noah Earl gives it over to Will Hughes. Dang Agwak, we talked about this off mic, but you cannot let him have those open three-point looks. He is one of the better basketball players in the state as a sophomore. Chance to become a Mr. Basketball his junior or senior year for sure. That's going to be a miss by Noah Earl. It's going to be rebounded by Andre Bouffard. Bouffard's going to bring it up now. Bouffard's going to try to get it through a couple people. That worked. I don't know how that worked. I don't think that technically worked, but that worked.
Well, on BFA's last possession, Reed Seigels was setting that screen for Noah Earl. Agwak saw it come and started jumping the screen. BFA was lucky to get a successful handoff there from over to Earl. So they're going to have to be wary of where Agwak is, even as he's coming around those screens.
Ethan Sandberg misses the first free throw. Score is 27-25. South Burlington now with a lead. Sandberg makes the second one. Tayshawn Metz checks back in for the Wolves. Mr. Athletic Director Marlowe moving some students along, chewing popcorn on the baseline. You can't be doing that during the game, especially when teams are trying to inbound. This is probably the most packed I've ever seen this gym, Bryce. It is absolutely standing room only.
Well, I mean, after Tuesday's game against Colchester, it's the place to be in St. Albans tonight.
Noah Earl has on the left side now. He's guarded by Tayshawn Metz. Gives it over to Gabe Horrigan. Back to Noah Earl. Shot's going to be taken by the other Horrigan, Liam Horrigan. Rebound's going to be grabbed by South Burlington. Collision between Agwak and Steigels. Stolen by Horrigan. Over to Earl. Earl now gets Dang Agwak. Gives over to Gabe Horgan. He's going to shoot the three-pointer and make that three-pointer. Tie ball game, 28-28. 6 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Jang Oglock on the right side now. Both these teams, Bryce, getting a little hot from the three-point line.
Yeah, well, and South Burlington switched to their zone defense is going to give BFA some looks from three. Question will be, can BFA knock them down? So far, so good. But BFA's been living by cutting down an open lane when South Burlington was playing man-to-man. So South Burlington coming out here in that zone, trying to switch BFA's offense up a little bit.
Will Hughes on the left side now, gives it over to Horgan. Liam Horgan is going to miss the shot. Here comes Ryan Sweet. He's got an open lane. Can he make it work? He does. That's going to be 2 points.
Sweet in double figures with 10 points on the evening.
Ryan Sweet. Always like to enunciate the Sweet part like a candy bar as Noah Earl is going to drive in on Tayshawn Metz. I like that matchup for Earl. He should probably try to take advantage of it. That's going to be a 2-pointer for Liam Horgan. Beautiful, beautiful post play, pick and roll play, whatever you want to call that, Bryce.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is though that I think South Burlington to a certain extent is willing to live with some of those as Aglock hits another three. His third of this quarter alone now has 16 points on the game. But, I mean, South Burlington switching to that zone, like I said, it's forcing BFA into some tough shots if they want to get into the lane for a layup attempt. Now, they have made a three, but I think South Burlington is just fine kind of giving them those looks, going to sort of play the odds, play the percentages just a little bit, kind of saying, BFA, we don't think you can hit enough threes and enough of these really hard layups to really keep up with us here.
Saul calling the timeout. Saul called the timeout, which is something he likes to do after a big three-pointer in the second half, I've noticed. He likes to set the defense. Bryce, we talked about this. There was another BFA coach. South Burlington Saul's called the timeout, but there was a BFA coach who used to do this. You talked about the point of setting the defense after a big possession. What does that do for the offense?
Well, I actually don't like that. And this just kind of gets into just basketball philosophy. Some coaches love to call that timeout. They'll come out, set your defense to sort of give your team the best look coming the other way. And then the other philosophy, the one that I kind of agree with more, is just if you have the other team on its heels, just keep going until the other team starts to figure it out, then call the timeout. But if you have some momentum, keep going with that momentum as long as you can. And it just comes down to coaching philosophy. That's really all it is. I'm certainly not going to say that Coach Beopakt is wrong for doing it. I mean, he is hired to coach, and I'm here being the commentator, right? So, but it just comes down to philosophy.
Will Hughes over to Liam Horgan. Liam Horgan shoots, misses it. Rebound grabbed by Gabe Horgan out to Noah Earl. Noah Earl is going to get it to cutting Liam Horgan. He's going to miss the shot again. I like that look, though, Bryce.
It was, and I mean, heck of a pass from Noah Earl. That is a quarterback just threading the needle, getting it to a slot receiver coming over the middle.
Jay Oglock's going to have a wide open three-point attempt. He's going to make it. Jay Oglock is, as NBA Jam would say, on fire.
That is his fourth three-pointer of this quarter. 12 points in this quarter in a row. Now has 19 on the game. BFA knows who they got to concentrate their defense on now.
BFA flopping around now. There's going to be a foul call. We'll see who they give it to.
But that one was even more impressive by Oglock because his first couple we got wide open looks, and this one, I mean, he was not necessarily wide open. He was coming off a quick pass and dribble. So he's, he might be in trouble if he keeps going like this.
All right, ball's in on the right side now. That's going to be number 22, Liam Horgan. He's matched up against Bouffard. Gives that over to Earl, over to Gabe Horgan. Wait until I start calling them both Liam, Gabe Horgan. There's no Earl's on the left side. Earl.
Liam and or Gabe Horgan.
Liam, one of the Horgans has the ball. Now that's going to be Liam matched up against Bouffard. 3:33 left to go in this third quarter. It's 36-30. Will Hughes gets the pick over to Liam Horgan. Liam's going to try to travel in, picks up his rebound, puts up the shot. Misses it. Bouffard gets the rebound. He's driving them numbers, but it's poked away by Liam Horgan. It'll be South Burlington ball.
Well, South Burlington back into their man-to-man defense on that possession. Made BFA use up quite a bit of time. Still a decent look by Liam Horgan just kind of got the defender behind him out of position enough to be able to turn on his pivot foot and have a decent look. But if South Burlington is going to make BFA take that much time each possession, when South Burlington is up by 6, the BFA needs the clock.
Oh, no, Earl, it's a block on Quebec Hill, though. That was a beautiful block by Noah Earl. Going and blocking the bigger man.
That comes down to athleticism right there. Athleticism and timing.
36-30 is your score. South Burlington with a 6-point lead. There's 2:53 left here in the third quarter. Watching this game with North Sax TV. Will Hughes will inbound it now. Gives it over to Noah Earl. Noah Earl has Dave Agwek on him. Interesting thing from South Burlington here. We're not seeing a lot of Tegan Gaithier or Gauthier. No, Earl. That's a bad loss right there. But Gauthier seems to be sitting in this half, and South Burlington seems to be going small ball, Bryce. As Bouffard makes a bucket there.
Well, when you don't have the threat of Seth Richards prowling the paint, you have some more options if you're South Burlington to go with that smaller lineup.
And Tristan Menard calling a timeout here as he sees the game getting away from him a little bit. It's 38-30 now. South Burlington with the lead. $38-30 is the score. We know the score on the screen is not updating. We apologize for that. So you have 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in your season, Bryce. In the huddle right now, as a player, what are you thinking?
Well, the temptation is to panic a little bit. Really feels like South Burlington has kind of wrestled some momentum away from BFA. BFA had a really good first half, went in with a very slim lead. Colchester's come out on fire, or should I say, Dang Agwek has come out on fire. Temptation is to panic. There's still a lot of time left. You're still only down single digits. You got to keep it within single digits here. You don't even have to make up all of this deficit by the end of this quarter. If you can get this down to a 4-point game by the end of the third quarter, you're in good shape if you're BFA. Got to remember, you're not going to make up all 8 points on one possession. Don't force things. Run your offense. Just don't panic.
Noah Earl gives over to Reed Stiles. That's the play Tristan Menard drew up, and it worked. Bouffard's going to bring it down now. Bouffard on the right side, goes to the left side. Gives over to Ryan Sweet. He's cycling. Gives it over to Tayshawn Metz. Metz is going to shoot the three-pointer. That's not really his shot, but sometimes you get lucky and make one of those. As Liam Horgan will bring it down now. This gives BFA a chance to cut it to a 4-point lead. As Hughes is going to go in, gives it over to Horgan. Horgan's going to take the three-pointer, misses it, gets his own rebound though. Back over to Will Hughes. Will Hughes.
That's Gabe Horgan's 5th rebound of the game.
Will Hughes now is going to just survey. Gauthier checks back in for South Burlington. He'll come in at the next whistle. Weed Stiles picks up the dribble, gives to Noah Earl. He'll set the pick. He'll try to roll. He goes in, gives over to Hughes for the three-pointer. Misses the three-pointer. Metz gets the rebound.
Honestly, if I was South Burlington, I'd switch some defensive assignments on there and put Dang Agwek back on Noah Earl.
Dang Agwek makes another three-pointer. He's on fire. He's really good at that.
As we've seen.
Is going to give it over to Horgan. Horgan's going to miss the shot. Horgan's had 2 good looks in a row, though. They're just not falling right now. Ryan Sweet's going to take a three-pointer. Misses it. He is no Dang Agwek. Stiles is going to get the rebound. Brings it up on the left side. Is going to be Liam Horgan. He's going to drive and get blocked. They will call a foul on that. With 53 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. The score is 41-32. South Burlington with the lead now. Foul is on number 5, Ryan Sweet. That is his 3rd. So he'll be in a little foul trouble.
And just to put out there, Dang Agwek, 15 points in this third quarter alone. All of them on three-pointers. 5 threes this quarter.
Some substitutions now. Justin Munger is going to come back in for the Bobwhites. Coming back in for the Wolves is going to be Hunter Johnson and Tegan Gauthier. Second free throws up and made. Goes 1 for 2 from the line. It's an 8-point lead now for the Wolves. 41-33. Dang Ogwek is just clearing it out. He's just going to go for the one-on-one of Noah Earl. Gives it over to Bouffard.
Honestly, may as well just like heat check this one.
Ogwek. The reverse layup on Noah Earl. You can't play better defense than that. You can't take a better shot than that.
We're watching the Ogwek game. This is what we're watching. You know, sophomore. Bryce, 2 more years of this kid.
Bryce, as one of South Burlington's public address announcers, I'd say about half the games are the Ogwek game. This kid is something special. I've seen this kid take games where South Burlington feels like they're dead in the water and just make a deep three-pointer, and it just changes the entire vibes. He is just one of the best players in this state. Is only a sophomore. He's going to be special if he isn't already. Noah Earl makes the first free throw. It's a 9-point lead now. BFA needs to stop some of this bleeding real fast and figure out how to play some defense on dang Ogwek. I would just send a double team every time. As Earl misses the second free throw. Rebound is grabbed by Quebec Hill. Ogwek is going to bring it up. 16 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 43-34 is your score. Bouffard's going to call the play. It's going to be a pick and roll off Teagan. Over to Ogwek. Ogwek is going to be matched up with Horgan. Liam, that's a good matchup, I think, for Liam. Ogwek shoots over him. Nothing doing there. Good switch there for BFA to get Liam Horgan on dang Ogwek. So, 8 minutes left. It's 43-34, Bryce.
It is indeed, and we watched the dang Ogwek quarter, that's for sure. 17 points in that third quarter. He is obviously the scoring leader of the game with 24 points. Ryan Sweet chipping in another 10 for South Burlington. For the Bobwhites, Gabe Horgan leading his team with 13, Reed Sagles with 8, Liam Horgan with 7, and Noah Earl with 6. Though the team rebounding numbers were a little bit wider spread in favor of South Burlington in that first half. BFA kind of closed that gap a little bit. Now only down 2 rebounds, team rebounds 19-17, but ultimately rebounding tallies is not what wins you games. It's the scoring tallies, and dang Ogwek is certainly taking control of that. I mean, what can you even really say to analyze it? BFA has to figure out how to guard dang Ogwek, and that's it. A couple things you can do. You mentioned just throw the double team at him basically every time. You can even try a little box and one, although a box and one can sometimes leave the lane open and might present some opportunities for South Burlington to get some scoring down on the block, especially without Seth Richards in the game and one of the key big defenders that BFA has not playing. So BFA, they've got to figure out dang Ogwek. They've got to, they're kind of a slower team. They're not as like fast breaky when South Burlington hasn't been giving them opportunities to do so tonight. And so they might have some trouble kind of making up this lead, but if they get a couple threes, that might help.
Bouffard has it now on the right side. He's going to go to the middle now. Ball is going to be grabbed by Will Hughes. Will Hughes is going to give it over to Liam Horgan. Liam Horgan is going to drive. He is going to get a blocking foul.
That's the right call.
That is the correct call for sure.
And credit to Liam Horgan, because as he was driving in, it looked like Teagan Gauthier was in the perfect position to take that charge. Liam Horgan seeing Gauthier right there and just moved to the side just a little bit so that there wasn't a kind of a clean, straight-on contact, and that's sort of what made it the block instead of the charge.
First shot is going to be up and made for South Burlington.
BFA. Liam Horgan.
It's going to go to Ryan
Oh, man.
Sweet. I said, Gauthier, my bad. Gauthier is going to go over to Sweet again. He's getting into Quebec Hill. South Burlington not getting the look they like. Really good defense here on this possession by the Bobwhites. They need it. They're down by 7 right now. It's 43-36.
They need it, but they also need to get the ball out of South Burlington's hands here. South Burlington would love nothing more than just to run a whole bunch of clock. Yeah, and that's going to be on Earl reaching in from behind.
We changed a couple mic settings now, so we hope we can hear you guys better. We can hear ourselves a lot better now.
And that's all I've really wanted tonight, Dustin. I've just wanted to hear you better.
$43-36. You know, Bryce, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I still don't know the correct settings on a headset. I clicked the wrong
any of us.
one. Gauthier has it now. He's going to put it up. Oh, it goes in and out. Great defense again by BFA. They get the rebound. Here comes Liam Horgan. Liam Horgan's going to drive. He's got a chance to cut the lead down. Makes the bucket. 43-38. It's a 5-point lead now for the Bobwhites. Here comes Ryan Sweet on the right side. He's going to give it to Dang Agwek. Agwek thought about it. Agwek thought about it again. Didn't take it that time. Going in the post to Gauthier. Gauthier misses another post shot in a row. Here comes Will Hughes. Will Hughes has a chance. Cut this to a single-digit lead for 3. 4-point lead. No Earl. He's going to look around. Survey gives it back out to Liam Horgan. Liam Horgan. 5:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 43-38 is your score. South Burlington leads. On the line is a trip to Patrick Gymnasium. We can't hear you chant from the BFA student section. Drives in by Gabe Horgan, puts it up, makes the bucket. It's a 3-point game.
And Gabe Horgan now with 15 points on the game, leading the Bobwhites.
Who's calling the time? Someone's calling a timeout. We think it's South Burlington.
It's got to be South Burlington here. Bobwhites taking a whole bunch of momentum away from South Burlington on just those last couple possessions. Trailing by 9 just about a minute ago, a little over a minute ago. Now cuts it to 3. And part of that is they've switched their the way they're defending Dang Agwak a little bit. They had Noah Earl on him most of the time, not all the time, but Dang Agwak has been trying to get that backdoor cut across the lane, going the opposite direction of the ball. BFA on that screen, the person who's guarding the screener for BFA has actually been stepping out a little bit to try to step into that passing lane so they can't get a clean look to Agwak until Agwak's defender can battle over the screen and get back on him. So a nice adjustment there, but so much time left, 4:57, and some of those shots that BFA has hit to close this gap have been ridiculously hard shots.
Yeah,
and I don't believe that
BFA
they're going to make those every single time down.
Yeah, BFA is really basically going to South Burlington and saying, you have to get someone else that's not Dang Agwak to do it for you. You have to get somebody who is not Dang to make it happen. And South Burlington gave it to Gauthier a couple of times. He missed some post shots, and then they came down, BFA, and made some really hard shots. It was kind of like that shot that won them the Colchester game, the circus shot at the end. Those tough baskets fall.
They do.
Those destiny baskets.
Can they fall enough, though? That's the question.
Looking over to Sandberg. Sandberg to Dang Agwak. Agwak is going to give it over to Bouffard. It's a 3-point lead for the Wolves. Ryan Sweet, the senior captain, on the left side. He's going to give it over to Sandberg. Dang Agwak's going to try to clear the lane for himself.
Just speed-wise, this is a tough matchup for Steigels here. Noah Earl has to be ready to switch over. He did to cut off that lane.
What's interesting here is that Sandberg can shoot 3-pointers for South Burlington, but he hasn't tried one tonight. Agwak has Horgan on him. He's going to give it over to Ryan Sweet. They're looking to get the look from South Burlington. Sweet's going to drive in. He's going to travel.
Yep. Great defense by BFA on that one. They knew exactly how to switch those screens. South Burlington was hunting those switches a bit. Got the matchup they wanted with Agwak being guarded by Steigels, but BFA's defense just knew how to help Steigels and survive that until they could get another switch on those screens. So really excellent defensive play here from BFA on that possession.
Ball's going to be over to Gabe Horgan. There's going to be a tied up. Now Tristan Menard gets the timeout before the jump ball. That's huge because the possession now we're showing for South Burlington. 4:04 left to go in regulation. 43-40 is your score. And this is where you think to yourself, Bryce, for the BFA seniors. You're here just a couple days ago. You had yourself a close game. Going to relax yourself a little bit, right? You're in your gym. This crowd is 80% yours. I'd say probably 90% yours based off how small the student section is for the traveling. These are the moments that you work your entire, this is the moment you work for being a senior in high school basketball. Like, this is it. This is the peak.
Yeah, I mean, we can't say this enough. This is the best shot that the Bobwhites have had in a while to try to make it to Patrick Gym. 4:04 left, lots of time, only down by 3, but I mean, they're going to have to play their hearts out for the last 4:04 of regulation. I'm not even going to say of this game because who knows if this thing might go to overtime. I'm not going to get ahead of myself here, but just to say the last 4 minutes of this regulation.
And I think for BFA, this game has fallen exactly like they want it to fall. They're in a dogfight at home. That's what you wanted. You did not want to get outshot by South Burlington.
Right. Well,
only Ogwick's done it tonight.
And that's the thing. They survived. As Liam Horrigan hits it, he has 13 points now. Right, they survived that onslaught from Ogwok. So the question is, can they sort of keep him cooled off as they have been able to for this fourth quarter so far? Here we go.
So BFA will have their first chance at getting a lead since early in, I believe,
the third quarter.
The third quarter of the last time
it's
they
coming
led.
out of halftime.
So 3:30 left to go in this game. Quebec Hill checks in now. Gauthier checks back in. He is a senior as well, so I put the senior in over the junior for sure. Noah Earl is going to be matched up against Dangog Weck. Let's see what happens. Liam Horgan on the left side. Horgan is going to have Ryan Sweet matched up against him. 3:19 left to go. 43-42 is your score. Over to Will Hughes. Will Hughes is matched up with Tayshawn Metz. Screen set, or almost set by Reed Stiles. Stiles is going to give it over to Horgan. Horgan is going to get the match he wants with Ryan Sweet on him. He's going to pick up his dribble. Ball is deflected over to Gabe Horgan. Shot is taken, missed. Rebound is grabbed by South Burlington by BFA. It's a jump ball. The possession arrow will be showing for the Wolves.
Well, I mean, good job by BFA for at least getting that jump ball. South Burlington, if they had picked it up cleanly, they were on a fast break.
They were. And that's one of those really good hustle plays that we have seen from this Bob White team. It's just scrappy defense in clutch times. And this is what has happened on this win streak that started against MMU and had to win against South Burlington and then beats Colchester in the playoff. It's the scrappy defense at the correct time.
Well, and with 2:55 left, now BFA has the possession arrow pointing their way if there's another jump ball, and that's huge for them.
Ryan Sweet looking for Dangog Weck. Noah Earl playing some great hand defense.
Earl not even taking his head away from Ogwok to look to see where the ball is.
Ogwok forces the shot there. Does not go. Here comes Noah Earl now. He's going to drive. Shot is going to go.
Yeah, he's going to call travel, yep.
So nothing has changed in 30 seconds. It's still 43-42.
Well, yeah, I mean, Noah Earl having a bit of a frustrating game offensively. He's been playing some really good defense this quarter. Only 6 points, and sometimes he gets into that trouble down the lane, and the defense collapses, and he doesn't quite have anywhere to go, and it forced him to a turnover. But we said a number of different players, not just Noah Earl, has to step up this game, and they have. The Horrigan brothers have been amazing. Gabe Horrigan, who normally doesn't start, leading his team with 15 points.
Ogwok on Horgan now. He's going to try to match him up. I think that's a matchup South Burlington likes. Tegan Gauthier. Gauthier looking for Ogwok. 2 minutes left to go in regulation. Ogwok, he's going to drive. He's going to get hit. He's going to make the bucket. Takes the contact from 3 BFA defenders. Great defense, great offense. It's just none of those. We've seen like 8 of those circus buckets from both teams, Bryce, where you don't think it's going to go in, and then it just does. Shot's going to go up. That's another one. Liam Horgan takes the contact. 45-44 is the score now.
And Liam Horgan now with 15 points also. So both the Horgan brothers accounting for 30 of BFA's 44 points this game.
Saul Bearpack takes the time out. I don't know how many he has left, but he's going to talk it over with 90 seconds left to go in regulation. We'll break this game down a little for you on Northwest Access TV. The score is 45-44. BFA came out, led most of the first half until Dangogwet got really hot coming out of the tunnel for South Burlington. They took a lead coming into the fourth. It was a 9-point lead at one time.
And I'll just say, Agwak didn't just get a little hot. He scored 17 in the third quarter. He hit 5 3-pointers.
The NBA Jam, you're on fire. He has not been on fire for this fourth quarter, though. So 45-44 is your score. Oh, he did just make that circus shot, so I do tell a lie. So 45-44 is your score. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds left in regulation. What's on the line for both these teams? It's a berth at Patrick Gymnasium. BFA has not been to Patrick Gym since 1996. Bryce, I don't know how old you were in 1996. I was 2.
I was 8.
I have a child now, and I am almost 30. So do the math on that one. It's been a long time for BFA.
I mean, I think it's like MVU kind of sometimes switches between D1 and D2. They've made it in D1 more recently than BFA has back in 2017. I mean, we're just talking about the boys' side of things because obviously the Comets won the state championship a couple years ago, had made it to Patrick a couple years before that. But the Bobwhites here, if they can finish strong, this is their time.
Gabe Horgan is matched up against Dangogwet. Agwek is going to drive in. He's going to lose the handle. Here comes BFA with a chance to take the lead. Will Hughes gets stripped. It's going to go out of bounds. BFA will inbound with 1 minute left to go. 45-44 score. Very clearly was an ISO drawing up for Dangogwet there for South Burlington. Didn't get the matchup. It looked like they were going to try to cut him into the lane to give him a layup opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, good defensive plays by both teams right there, stripping Agwak, but then also Bouffard getting his hand in to prevent the Will Hughes layup.
It's going to be Reed Steigels for the lead.
That puts Steigels into double digits for the night with 10 points and 6 rebounds.
Ball, he's going to get it back. There's going to be a jump ball. That's that pivotal jump ball that BFA has the possession arrow for. 47.9 seconds left to go. It's 46-45. Bobwhites have a lead. We'll have an inbound there.
BFA was asking for the timeout, but they didn't have clear possession of the ball, which is why it wasn't granted to them. I think they would have loved to get that timeout so they could still preserve that possession arrow on a jump ball, but either way, it's still their ball.
47 seconds left to go in regulation. BFA has the 1-point lead. A fair chance to get to Patrick Gym for the first time since 1996. On the line now, they're going to give it over to Gabe Horgan. Gabe Horgan is going to give it to Noah Earl. Noah Earl is going to be matched up against Dangogwet. They're going to double team Noah Earl. And Tristan Menard calls
good
a timeout
by Coach Menard. Noah Earl not going anywhere on that one. South Burlington played him perfectly with their defense, just getting him in that corner trap. You know, the big thing for BFA here, they're up by 1, 39.8 seconds. They got to survive this 39.8 seconds, and I mean, we've seen how good South Burlington is here. It's certainly not impossible, but it's a tall task for this game.
As somebody who has watched both of these teams a lot this year, these teams are the ultimate matchup for each other because they're both really streaky at points, and it's a different type of streaky. We saw it with Dangogwet getting really hot and making a bunch of three-pointers in the third quarter. We saw it with BFA getting really hot here at the beginning of the fourth quarter and cutting down that lead and just making it with the grit and grind type of style. Both these teams can be super consistent. Both these teams can be super flaky. You really did not know who was going to win this game going in. A true 4 versus 5 matchup for the right to go face, I believe, CVU. If they win tonight, I don't know what the CVU score is.
Yeah, I believe CVU won by quite a bit.
Okay, so CVU wins by quite a bit. 46-45, 39.8 seconds left to go. The season is on the line for both of these teams. Who is going to pull it off? BFA student section being asked to move back. It was a jersey out tonight for the BFA student section. Munger has it now. Munger to Earl. Earl on the left side. They're going to foul him. BFA will go to the line with the next one. South Burlington did have a foul to give there.
Well, and by the look on Agwak's face, they weren't trying to foul him yet. It's only a 1-point game, 36.7 seconds left. You don't have to foul right away. Again, there's no shot clock in Vermont high school basketball, so you will have to foul eventually. But you can try to go for a couple steals first before you have to resort to fouling.
That's a foul right there.
No, it's a travel.
Travel, wow.
I think it's the right call.
Ethan Sandberg gets I want to say bailed out because the travel did occur before the foul. It was the correct call for sure. But Sandberg was clearly not going for the ball there.
And Coach Menard telling his team to calm down a little bit, right? They kind of get going too fast, and that's contributed to a couple of these travel calls.
30 seconds left. 24 seconds left. Ryan Sweet, the senior captain, brings it down, gives it to the senior Tegan Gaith here. Senior to senior, they're going to throw it away, but Andre Bouffard's there. Sweet's going to drive in, gives it over to Sandberg. Sandberg's going to drive in, get hit. Is going to get, what are we going to call? That's going to be a foul.
I think they're calling a block.
Gabe Horgan. We're going to see if it's before the shot. They will be shooting free throws. 13 seconds left to go. South Burlington chance to tie this game and take a 1-point lead. Boy, these games aren't good for my blood pressure, Bryce. Back-to-back games in this gym. We'll go into the wire. Both student sections getting as loud as they possibly can. Sandberg's first shot misses. Just a little short. Tayshawn Metz checks into the game. Andre Bouffard will sit. 13 seconds left to go. Sandberg with the chance to tie it. If he doesn't, South Burlington has got to foul quickly. Makes the second one. We are tied. 13 seconds left to go. Noah Earl is going to bring it down now. Noah Earl is going to shoot the shot. In and out. Rebound grabbed by South Burlington. Saul calls a timeout with 5 seconds left to go. We've said this quite a bit, Bryce. You know, Noah Earl having a rough night offensively, sometimes gets into that point where the defense collapses. He puts it up. Not really the best look you can go. You know, you have plenty of time there to get a better look.
But it's a makeable shot, right?
Yes.
And he just, it's not like he took a bad ill-advised shot, right? He took the look that he had, and he just got really unlucky with the bounce of the ball off the rim. So 5.3 seconds left. Remember, you know, in the NBA, when a team calls a timeout, they can advance the ball to half court. You cannot do that in high school basketball. So South Burlington gonna have to take it the full length of the court, and BFA gonna have to play the defense of their life here.
And then we'll just go to overtime.
I'm
Unless BFA
not ready to
gets
say
the
that
last
yet.
shot. Because like we were here last time, it was decided in literally the last second, an entire playoff run.
So it looks like BFA is going to put out a full court press. Obviously, the danger there is that it could, if South Burlington breaks it easily.
South Burlington is putting Dang Agwak on the other side of the court, which is interesting because he is their best three-point shooter. So they're going to streak him up to try to get the ball to get a three-point shot on the right side. I'm doing both color and play-by-play. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, Bryce. Like a dad.
We do not get a sponsorship.
Do not. Sweet is going to bring it up. He's going to give it over to Agwak. Agwak's going to shoot it at the buzzer. It's long. It's 46-46, and well.
What'd I say about regulation?
What'd I say? Bryce was right on that one. He did
nice.
not. This game's going to overtime.
You could say it was Brycely done.
Brycely done. The Bryce is
Nailed
right.
it.
Whatever puns you want. It's going to be 4 minutes of overtime basketball because we just want more basketball tonight on this Friday night, Bryce.
Our blood pressure hasn't taken enough this week with BFA basketball.
If I don't have a headache already because of the shouting into a microphone, we're going to give myself an extra headache now, and it's going to be take a couple of Advil tomorrow morning type of day when my kid wakes up at 6 a.m.
Well, I'll give you some scoring leaders for the game so far as we head into the 4-minute overtime. Dang Agwak leading all players in the game with 26. He scored 17 in that third quarter alone. In that fourth quarter, definitely cooled down. BFA really changed how they guarded him, and that worked for him. Ryan Sweet, the other South Burlington player, in double digits with 10 points. For BFA, Liam Hourigan and Gabe Hourigan leading their team with 15 points apiece, and Reed Steigels also chipping in 10. Team rebounds now tied at 19 for both teams, with Reed Steigels leading all players in the game with 6 rebounds, followed by Gabe Hourigan with 5. So it's 0-0 ball game now, going into overtime, essentially.
Watching this game on Northwest Access TV. Thanks for sticking with us tonight, folks. Had some technical difficulties at the start of this one. We're excited to bring you the last 4 minutes, and well, it might not even be 4 minutes. It might be continuous overtime. It doesn't. Somebody has to win, Bryce. This game does not end on a shootout.
I can't say regulation anymore.
regulation 1 or 2 or 3. Noah Earl has the ball. He's matched against Agwek. He's going to get the screen. Steigels on the screen, gives it back over to Will Hughes. Will Hughes now is going to survey. Will Hughes is going to get the Steigels screen. Steigels is going to get it this time. He's going to give it to Liam Horgan. Liam Horgan is going to be matched against Andre Buffard, pick up his dribble. Back to Noah Earl. 20 seconds off the clock. Dang Agwek. Right back where we started. Earl gives it in to
BFA
Steigels
being
now.
nice and patient on this possession.
Will Hughes over to Horgan. Gabe Horgan over to Will Hughes. And we'll just go back to where we started again. Steigels has it on the right side now. He's going to give it over to Will Hughes. Will Hughes is going to drive in. Had a chance at the shot, didn't want to take the shot. Noah Earl is trying to lock in. It's going to be a post move. Put it up for Reed Steigels.
See, that was the thing. BFA, you know, when you start the overtime, you have a little bit of time. You don't have to force shots, right? They played that possession so patiently and just waiting for the best shot they could get.
The alley-oop is missed by Ethan Sandberg. He had a little more time on that. I like the look. I don't like the result. Noah Earl now with a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
Well,
Earl gives it over to Horgan.
And Colchester went the opposite way, where they were not waiting for the best possible look. Would have been a pretty play if they had been able to finish it, but it's a really tough shot.
South Burlington's going to get down by 4 now as Noah Earl makes the layup. South Burlington down by 4, 50-46 is the score. You have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in overtime. Sandberg into Gauthier. Gauthier is going to get the drive. He's going to lose the handles. Going to give it to Sandberg. Sandberg's going to make that layup. 50-48 is your score. South Burlington down by 2 now. Here comes BFA. Noah Earl. Can he make another rebound? Or not another rebound, another layup. You're saying Colchester. I'm saying rebounds. We're just...
Did I say Colchester? Oh,
I said
man.
Colchester
South
twice
Burlington.
tonight.
Man, my mind's still on Tuesday.
Well, you know, the games have been pretty similar. Tight games all around. Gabe Horgan is going to have it on the left side now. Gabe Horgan is going to give it to Noah Earl. 1:45 left to go in the overtime 1. Noah Earl is going to drive in. Nothing is there. Will Hughes is going to have it out. Hughes is going to drive on the right of Ryan Sweet. He's going to get picked up his dribble. Goes over to Steigels. Steigels gives it over to Liam Horgan. Liam Horgan on Andre Buffard. Liam Horgan is going to foul. They're going to call a foul.
Yep.
That's
Well,
a good foul there.
and here's the thing. BFA is just going to waste time like that. South Burlington's going to have to start coming out more aggressively, guarding way beyond the three-point line, trying to reach in on some of those screens and handoffs, which can result in fouls like that. But BFA is just chewing up clock, and that was the thing. Tristan Menard kept telling his team at the end of the regulation, calm down, you're making mistakes when you're trying to rush. As Liam Horgan hits the front end of the 1-and-1, and BFA heeding that advice and really slowing things down in overtime, using that clock to their advantage.
90 seconds left in overtime. It's 51-48. BFA will shoot the rest of this game. Liam Horgan misses the second one. It's a 3-point game. Oh, I don't want a second overtime. Maybe I do want a second overtime. Ryan Sweet's going to bring it up now, 51-48. BFA's up by 3. Dang Agwek is going to try to bring it in. It's going to get doubled. Sandberg's going to take the 3-pointer. I do not like that shot. BFA gets the rebound. Will Hughes has it now. Missed the foul call according to the fan section for BFA. The parents wanted a foul there. 1 minute left to go in overtime. 59 seconds left to go. We'll see how South Burlington plays it. Agwek's going to steal it. No, Earl's going to get called with the foul as he held Agwek. I think that's a great foul to take if you're Noah Earl, basically.
I mean, Agwek had a fast break layup. I know Noah Earl argued that call, but it actually, like you said, Dustin, it works out in BFA's favor.
There is.
Yeah, man, Coach Menard going to call a timeout for BFA.
I think now you want to set your defense really well because it's 51-48. You are in control of this now with 55 seconds left to go. You can make them, you miss this next shot if you're South Burlington. It's BFA's ball game to lose at this point.
Yeah, well, what was about to come out of my mouth was that if BFA could score there and make it a 2-possession game with under a minute left, they would be in great shape. And as I was about to say that, dang Agwek got the steal on Noah Earl. So, Colchester with the huge possession.
Said Colchester again.
Oh my gosh, South Burlington.
That's 3 brutal mistakes from Bryce.
South Burlington. It's like a swear jar. I'm gonna have to put in a quarter every time I say Colchester instead of South Burlington.
For every South Burlington.
My goodness, I apologize to all the South Burlington folks who are watching. We know that they're playing your team, but I mean, South Burlington, like, that really changes the last 55 seconds of this game for them. Again, 55 seconds, they don't necessarily have to get a 3 right now. If they can get a quick shot, a quick layup, that puts them in a decent position, and then they'd have to either go for a quick steal or foul. But it really changes the game, the last 55 seconds for them only being down 3 instead of being down 2 possessions.
Yeah, BFA has been able to shut Dang Agwak down as far as shooting goes in this last, I would say, stanza of the game. So we'll see what South Burlington does. Andre Bouffard. They're trying to get Agwak over for the 3. They're going to double team him. Gothier over to Agwak. That's going to be wide open. He's going to make the 3. It's a tie ball game with 37 seconds left to go. Here comes Noah Earl again. Let's see if he's learned his lesson from the end of regulation. He has. He slows it down. Gets the better look. Earl is going to go in. He's going to miss the shot. Sandberg is going to bring it over to Agwak. Agwak is going to give it back to Gothier. Gothier has to get it across the line. It's to Bouffard. Gothier is going to have a wide open lane. He travels with 17 seconds left. I don't think Tegan Gothier knew he had that lane so wide open.
Yeah.
And he kind of hesitated because...
I mean, South Burlington...
There's supposed to be somebody there for BFA.
Yeah, no, but I mean, South Burlington just kind of ripped apart the BFA defense perfectly.
And we're just not ready for it. 16 seconds left to go here. It'll be Liam Horgan with a chance to make magic happen. Horgan against Bouffard. Horgan's going to drive in. There's going to be a foul call with 8 seconds left to go. And how many times have we said this game comes down to free throws for BFA basketball all season? It comes down to
which
free
has
throws.
not always been kind to them.
Coach Menard is going to bring the team over and talk over the plan. Wow, Liam Horgan shoots the first one. He gets 2. South Burlington over the limit. First one is up and in with 8 seconds left to go. What a fantastic playoff run we have had here on Northwest Access TV. Second one is up. It's in and out. Tayshawn Metz gets the rebound, gives over to Ryan Sweet. Ryan Sweet has to bring it down. He's got 6 seconds. He's going to drive in. Gives over to Bouffard. Bouffard over to Sweet. He's got to shoot it. He shoots it. And at the buzzer, BFA is going to Patrick Jim. They win it overtime, 52-51. Bobwhites win. They're going to Patrick Jim for the first time since 1996. Bryce, what can you even say in this moment?
What can you even say, Dustin? I mean, a loss for words, just like Tuesday night's game. I mean, just an absolute thriller. I mean, a huge credit to both teams here. They both played a heck of a game. Props to South Burlington. They're unlucky with this result, but they played a fantastic game, especially Dang Agwak. But it really comes down to BFA changed how they guarded Agwak in that fourth quarter and shut him down. He still made that huge three-pointer in overtime. Wasn't quite enough. Both teams got lucky at points, got unlucky at points. BFA ends up coming out on top. We'll give you some scoring leaders. Dang Agwak, I mean, heck of a gang by that South Burlington sophomore. Just really a joy to watch with 29 points. Again, 17 of them coming in the third quarter. Ryan Sweet also had 10 points. For BFA, Liam Horrigan led his team with 17. Gabe Horrigan coming in huge, filling in for Seth Richards with 15 points, and Reed Steigels with 12. Noah Earl finishes with 8.
So your final score tonight is 52-51. BFA is going to Patrick Gymnasium. Before we sign off here, unfortunately, we cannot bring you that game live, but we will tape that game for you, so it'll be on our network at some point. And this is our last BFA or MVU basketball broadcast of the year. We have a Comet hockey game tomorrow, a live Comet hockey game. So this has been a wonderful season, and before we sign off for this season, I always like to thank the videographers, Alan Cunningham at studio, and everybody who does the work to make this come to you. And one last time, Bryce, what do you want to say?
Well, I mean, I'll just say, right.
You're the president of the board.
Vice president of the board. Us commentators, we have the easy job. We come here and get to talk about the game. Everybody else does all the legwork. So again, thank you to our videographers, the whole staff at the station, Josh, Alan, Paul, and Katie. We appreciate them immensely. We appreciate all of you for watching. A quick plug that we are a nonprofit. We really rely on donations. You visit northwestaccess.tv/donation. We'd really appreciate it. But really appreciate, once again, all of your support for another, just phenomenal winter sports season from both the BFA and the MVU communities.
And one last time before we sign off, this live broadcast would not have been possible all season without our local sponsors. A huge thank you to the Northwestern Rehab Services, the Collins Purley Sports and Fitness Center, Handy Toyota, Novu Glass, H&B Greenhouse and Nursery, Sticks and Stuff Swat Lumber, JC Image and Notch, the Northern Tier Center for Health. If your business would like to join our incredible community sponsors, spring season's coming up. Contact Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676. For Bryce Batchelder and everybody at Northwest Access TV, I'm Dustin Tanner signing off. Have a fantastic night.